tally-ho and getting ready to head off for a hopefully a sailing adventure weekend. Weather's a little bit not great today for going out and anchoring offshore on the south end of the lake. About 14 knots of wind from the north, so I think the beach hazard warning is calling for 4 to 6 footers out on the lake today and crashing on the beaches. So not really someplace I would be too comfortable anchoring. But I've got a couple of ideas. I just moved on the boat. I am working this afternoon for a little bit longer. And then I'll be pushing off here probably about 3 o'clock to get started on my sail. I did a real quick provisioning and got things stowed away for the weekend. So food, lots of supplies in the fridge, some gin and tonics for the sundowner tonight, hopefully. And I think we're pretty set on provisioning that way. We've got berth all made up back here for tonight, hopefully. It's supposed to be not terribly hot today with this north wind, so I'm hoping that means that rear berth will be comfortable. It's not quite as ventilated as the V, but it's a little bit longer, so I'm going to try to sleep back there. Other than that, we're just going to work the rest of the afternoon here and take off in about an hour and see what the conditions are like. The East Chicago Marina and the Cleveland Cliffs Steel Mill are down towards the south end of the lake, but the Cleveland Cliffs Mill protrudes out into Lake Michigan almost 2 miles. And so it does create an effective break from waves from a north wind. And so my expectation is that I'll either spend the night here in the marina after a sail this afternoon and evening, if I want, or I can anchor off the beach just outside of the marina and spend the night on the hook there in relative safety and comfort, blocked by the steel mill. So we'll see. I'm gonna check the forecast a little bit more later and make a decision. If nothing else, we will end up here again after an evening sail. I've done that before. It's not all bad. So anyway, the start of our epic adventure for 2022. Well, I think I've kind of got a plan. Tonight is going to be pretty rough out on the lake for anchoring, at least. 3 to 6 foot waves, subsiding to 1 to 3 late in the evening. I think that'll be too late for me, and 1 to 3 footers are still too much for me to anchor in comfortably. So I mentioned that my marina is kind of tucked in behind a north land mass. So I am right in there. So I can anchor down here, I think successfully and out of the bad weather tonight. And then tomorrow we'll try something different. But that's my plan. So I'm going to be heading out here very shortly. Get out for a sail till dark, and then I'll come back either to that beach area or my slip, depending. If I want AC power, I can come into my slip, but I'll probably anchor out and live on the hook tonight. All right, well, we are making our way out of the marina. We'll see what the conditions are like out here once we get out on the open water. I have a feeling they'll be a little bit choppy. But that's okay. We'll see what the conditions are like. Right now the winds are relatively light sitting here, but I think once we get out there we'll find a bit different story. So the beach that I was pointing out on the map is just on the other side of that break wall there. You know, if push came to shove, I could probably come in here tonight, anchor, or grab one of those mooring balls. I don't know what those are set up for. There's a bunch of unused mooring balls there, I suppose. And or I could anchor out here in this area. It's only about 17 feet deep. And there's the steel mill that protrudes out a full 2 miles out into Lake Michigan. So certainly I can find some room to tuck in and hide from a north wind this way. Winds are picking up now, 12 knots or so true. We're gonna try going with just a jib this afternoon, I think, and just see how comfortable that is. If we don't have enough wind, well, we can always round up and put the mainsail up. But I think we'll try it jib only today. See what the winds and waves are like once we get out past. All right, well, we made a few adjustments. We're still sailing east. I ended up putting a single reef in the mainsail and popping it up. I didn't even have to go off course, really. Just eased the Traveler way out and cranked her up. It's one of the nice things with this strong track, I think it's called, the really slippery plastic track, and the big stainless sail slides works really well. Tides Marine. Anyway, so we did that, and I threw in a chart plotter, at least an idea of what I think I want to do, which is sail out to the Gary Beaches, about about 4.5 miles from here, I think. And I really just want to see like what is the beach conditions. I'm pretty sure it's going to be just like this, which doesn't look bad on film, but you wouldn't want to be anchored in this for sure. I don't want to be anchored in it. But I put that in, so that'll get me there around 2 o'clock. No, that's not right. 2 hours from now, so it's 4:40. So 6 something, I guess. And then I basically said, and then sail back to the marina, which puts me in there at about 8:30, I think, if I'm reading my chart plotter correctly. Yeah, arrival about 8:30. So, you know, it's pretty wavy, not brutally so, at least while we're sailing. But I don't think anchoring would be that good. I'm giving my new autopilot a good workout, so these waves really get it going and get it cranking and all that, but it seems to be doing really well. So I'll have more later, but just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what I think I'm going to be doing tonight. More later. All right, this little clip is really just to show what what my new Raymarine autopilot is capable of. These are difficult conditions right now. 4 to 6 foot waves, small craft advisory on Lake Michigan, winds blowing about 12 apparent right now. I am fairly well balanced. I got a full jib, Genoa, and a single reef in my main. I'm not overpowered by any means, but the waves are the challenging thing today. And you can see the autopilot is getting a workout. I've got it set, to hold this wind angle, which I think it could do very easily. Well, it really is doing it easily. It's just a lot of back and forth, particularly because of these waves. Again, 4-footers, occasionally 6, and deep troughs, and we're hitting them almost broadside. So we're seeing some elevation changes, and you can never really capture that on film, but maybe if you see just my elevation changes and what that's, you know, how the boat's changing elevation back and forth, and the amount of wheel that the autopilot's having to turn to try and keep that wind angle. It's doing a great job. I mean, I'm not deviating much from my desired wind angle here, but certainly the boat's getting thrown around in these 4 to 6 foot seas, and the autopilot's handling it. We're going 6 knots of boat speed, and you know, right there is 13 and a half knots of wind. Again, the waves though are the big story, and I know you won't be able to see it, but I'll just let you look for a minute. So this is the high side. I guess it's hard to see much happening there. Maybe the low side's a better spot to see, but again, if you just kind of watch the elevation changes of the boat, maybe that's what we should be focused. Anyway, I'm going to give good old Otto a well-deserved rest. These are fun conditions to steer. And all right, so we made a couple of adjustments. We've first of all, we've tacked. So we went about 10 miles from the marina out along the Gary Beach. It's way too rough to anchor out here though. There's still some pretty good sized waves, so we turned around and we're gonna sail 10 miles back to the marina and figure out what to do from there. Either anchor off the beach there if it's not too bad. There is an inner little harbor or an outer harbor to the marina that I could anchor in, or grab a mooring ball, or if I feel like it, I'll just slip into my slip and spend the night there. Winds have died a little bit, about 10 knots now. So I shook the reef out of the main, and we're running a full mainsail now and a full Genoa. Autopilot's still, you know, working fine. I've been hand steering just for fun. I put the autopilot on so I could adjust the sails, and as you can see, a lot of wheel action because of the waves, but the boat is still handling it fine. And getting a little cooler, so I threw a jacket on, like just a windbreaker, and we'll sail ETA back at the marina is about 7 o'clock, maybe a little later. So it'll be a little late for making dinner, but had a nice lunch today, so I guess I can wait. A big iron ore ship or something came out of the steel mill down here, headed out to Lake Superior, I suppose, 300 and some odd miles away. All right, well, I'll have more later. I'm just making my way back west now, a little bit slower, which is why I shook the reef out of the main, see if we can keep some speed up here and get back around 7 o'clock. We'll have more later. Well, we're still making our way, pounding west back towards the marina. We're about 5 miles, roughly 5 miles out. Waves are still pretty choppy, rolling really, more so than choppy, I guess, but still pretty large swells, and playing havoc with the autopilot and my balance and all that kind of stuff. I've got a kind of a new way to sit. So I can lay in the cockpit a little bit, sitting on a chair and doing a little light steering. I can just see the parking lot at the gambling boat right next to the marina, and that's my target for now. And it's just you know, I could let the autopilot do it, but it's a lot of noise, a lot of whining of the autopilot, and I can sit and steer and relax. So it's not too bad of an evening here on Lake Michigan. I still don't know where I'm gonna spend the night. Once I get to the beach by the marina, I'll see if that's protected enough. I'd really like to just stay on the hook there tonight. But if it's not protected enough, I'll probably do the outer harbor there at the marina and either drop the anchor there or see if I can hook up to a mooring ball. I think those mooring balls are for little boats though. I'm not sure if they're strong enough and spread out enough for tally-ho, but we'll take a look when we get there if we can't anchor at the beach. So we're still making our way and enjoying the ride. Well, so I picked a kind of a different place to spend the night tonight. I am anchored where a couple of gambling boats used to be moored, right here and on the other side there. It's kind of tucked into this little, little protected spot with a break wall on a couple of sides. There's a cement factory right over there. I hope they don't get one of their big gravel boats in tonight that starts unloading, but I guess we'll see. I'm assuming this place is abandoned and I won't get hassled by any security people. I'm a little close to that dock thing there, but I've been here for an hour or two. The boat doesn't seem to be moving anywhere. And at least I'm protected from that kind of northeast wind that was putting the big waves up on the lake there. So I think this will be okay. I wish I would have been a little bit closer to that wall up there, but and a little further away from this thing back here. But even if I drifted a bit, it's probably not gonna do a whole lot of damage. It's not like I'm gonna end up on a beach, so I think I'll be all right. I just finished up a Zoom call with my son and daughter-in-law to be and my wife, talking about wedding plans for their October wedding. I'm sorry you missed my dinner tonight, but I had salmon with a maple glaze, just fried up in a frying pan, and some corn, canned corn, and a gin and tonic sundowner. So life is pretty good. I think I'm going to make another gin and tonic and dry the dishes and put things away. It's about 8 o'clock, so it won't be much longer, and I'll be probably hitting the sack. But I am looking forward to getting out tomorrow for another full day of sailing, and hopefully tomorrow I can anchor. Well, it's about 9:15, and I am about ready to call her quits tonight. We got a couple of candles going just to give us a little ambient light here without using too much battery power. I just took a swim just to clean off a little bit. Can't see much outside tonight. We're not far from a cement factory right over there. I hope they don't get a delivery of gravel tonight. Can't see it, but we're pretty close to that gambling boat dock. And then the steel mill is right over there. That's where all those bright lights are. And my marina is right over there. That's the casino and stuff associated with right next to my marina. So I'm going to call her quits for tonight, I think, and start over again tomorrow. We sailed 20 miles today, like just late in the day, like started at 3 o'clock, and we'll pick it up again here tomorrow.